Yeah. Thank you. Have a good day. Got breakfast. Road trip. Thanks for joining me again. This time we're road tripping. I'm going to be on the road for about a week and a half, and it's going to be fantastic. It's kind of a work / vacation kind of a trip. This trip's going to take me from Denver to South Dakota, then to Iowa, then back through Omaha and Nebraska, and then all the way back through Nebraska down to Denver. So it's going to be a lot of fun. The main reason why I'm making this trip is to go on out to Iowa and do my niece's senior photos. I can't believe she's a senior already. She asked me if, as a professional photographer, if I would come out and take her senior photos. I'm honored to do so. So I packed up the trunk with all the photography gear, threw the golf clubs in the suitcase in the back, and we're gonna do it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And while you're watching this, if you do me a favor, go ahead and go down and subscribe to my channel. That helps me out a lot. And then also leave me some comments in the bottom as well. It lets me know that you're watching. All right, so I'm in North Platte. Finally made it here. It's about 4 hours to get here from Denver. I did have one hiccup this morning, and I got a call from my wife. I was about 20 minutes outside of town, and she asked me, "Do you need the laptop computer?" Yeah, I do. So I had to turn around, drive 20 minutes back to home, pick up the laptop computer. You know, if that's the only hiccup I have, then I'm good. That was kind of a big hiccup though. I do need that. So just gonna gas up and then run, grab some lunch, hit the road, get back on it.
I have a Runza with a medium fry and a medium sear miss. Your total $7.48. Thank you, and we'll see you at the window.
Thank you. All right, so when you come to Nebraska, you gotta get the staple meal. Now I know it's fast food, but you gotta go to Runza. It's just a thing. It's just what, you know, I grew up on. You know, whenever we come back to visit grandparents, that kind of thing, we'd always go to Runza's. And if you haven't had a Runza, look it up. All right, just to update you, I've now left I-80 at Grand Junction, that's Colorado, Grand Island, Nebraska, and I'm now on Highway 30, which is a diagonal. It's going to take me from Grand Island up to Columbus, which then I'll grab another highway and go straight north up into South Dakota, and so I'm probably about 4 hours from my destination. But on the way, I have a stop to make. I've got a pretty cool stop to make, one that I didn't really plan on making, didn't know anything about it until I talked to my dad last night, and so we're gonna check it out. Welcome to Duncan, Nebraska. Population about 370 people. apparently this is the home of the Mostek family. So the story is that way back in the 1800s, my great-great-grandparents would have come over from Europe and Poland, and apparently they settled right here in Duncan, Nebraska, of all places, Middle America, and there are still plenty of Mosteks around in this town. So when I talked to my dad about the route that I was going to take to get up there, he told me, well, you're going to be on Highway 30. You're going to go right through Duncan, Nebraska. I said, okay, big deal, right? Just another small town. Turns out this is where the Mostek family started. So there isn't too much to this town. There are only 370 people. It's a small town in the middle of Nebraska, just like many other small towns. In fact, right here, this bar that's right over here, apparently the turn of the century was the Mostek bar. I did go in there. I talked to some folks who said, yes, it was the Mostek bar way back in the 1900s. Don't know what happened to it, changed owners, things like that. However, the bar that's in there is still the original bar from when it was the Mostek bar. My great-grandfather is actually George Mostek. He married Clara, and they had 3 children, one of which was my grandfather. However, George, when he was 30, died and left his 3 kids and Clara. Well, his brother Jake, felt the responsibility to kind of, look after the family, since it's just the wife and the 3 kids. And I'm sure they loved each other just, a lot. So Jake ended up marrying Clara, and they had 4 more children, all Mosteks. So there are a lot of Mosteks out there running around. So technically, Jake is my step great-grandfather. George would be my great-grandfather. So what I wanted to show you was this house right here. This house is actually where Jake and Clara and all the kids grew up. It's still here, and it's right across from a school. This used to be the high school, apparently, way back when. My grandfather Ira went to high school at this school, and I remember, and my dad was telling me that he remembers coming here to visit. It would be his grandparents, Jake and Clara, to visit with them in this house, and then they as kids used to run across the street to the school and play in the playground. Tiny little town I found. Yeah, this is where my great-grandfather Jake and my great-grandmother Clara are buried. I've never been here. I've never seen this. I remember Jake just from a family reunion once that we had. I was probably just a little kid, so I don't remember him a whole lot. But it's pretty neat to be able to, get some of your family history and really kind of come see it. All right, so that's it. That's enough of the tour of Duncan. Let's get going. Well, I did it. Made it into South Dakota. It's been a long day. I've been driving for about 10 hours. So I have about an hour and a half to go. It's been a good trip. It's been very educational, fun. That being said, I'm gonna end my vlog here, this episode. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Please do me a favor, subscribe to my channel if you want to follow on my adventure. Both adventures in this trip and you know, my photography adventures as well. Next vlog, I hope to have a really cool one. I'm planning on vlogging from my pet event, so that's going to be really cool. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Takes me back to my childhood. I really hope the folks that live there aren't home when they see this weird guy with a camera in front of their house talking to a camera, being weird, so hopefully they're not home.